Train the muscles, not the joints. I know I've talked about this a little bit before, and I've talked about it probably over and over again, but it's really something that I have to constantly dispel on the internet because there's so much garbage being perpetuated by people that haven't achieved anything, you know, and I'm okay with people not achieving something in a sport or something, you know, I don't have any idealism about that, but if you're going to speak from a position of expertise, then please, you know, please at least establish yourself as an expert by proving it, you know? As one of my friends used to say, show me, don't tell me, you know, because you can speak all day, you know, speak about this study and that study and everything about, you know, what should work or what shouldn't work. But ultimately, the more married you are to a technique, the more of a beginner that you actually are, okay? That's really important for you to know this. If somebody is really married to a technique, okay, if they're really married to one technique, that means they're a beginner. And the reason why is it's kind of like 3-year-olds. They learn about art and they start to color, you know, and they're like, oh, this is art, Mom. And then you show them Leonardo da Vinci and they're like, that's not art. Art's supposed to be done with crayons, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of a show. If you really want to know who's an expert on YouTube, find the people that are saying this is the only technique that works, and they are beginners, even if they look like they're advanced. You know, there's something going on there because they're oversimplifying something that's much more complicated. So one way that you will make continual progress in your training over the years is if you are adaptable, okay? Because in the end, your body's adapting, right, to whatever stimulus you're giving it, but you also have to have an adaptable mind. And what I mean by this is that you are okay with letting go of a technique that served you well, so that way the new technique can come in and serve you in that moment, you know, the one that is needed at the time. So for instance, if I put a jacket on because there's a rainstorm, but I keep on wearing that jacket even though I'm in the Bahamas, it doesn't really suit, right? When the sun comes out, the summer's here, and everybody else is running around in shorts and I'm running around in a rain jacket, I'm not adapting, you know? So I'm not in an alignment with my environment. And this is the way your body is. Your body goes through different changes, you know, as you go through, I guess you could say, your training evolution. Sometimes you get stronger, sometimes you get weaker. What really worked for you as a beginner will be different than what works for you when you're intermediate or advanced. And sometimes it comes back around again, and that same simple technique then starts to work for you again. So it's really important for you not to get married to any one technique. Use the techniques like tools, kind of like a painter uses a paintbrush or a piece of charcoal or maybe a different type of canvas at some point in time. But you want to be adaptable. You want to use the techniques and find out what the truth is for you in that moment. And then sometimes that truth will just slightly shift. It'll slightly shift, like you'll hone it, right? So all of a sudden the technique that worked really well before, now it needs to be just changed just a little bit in order for it to suit your purpose now. Okay, so this is the most important way. And the nice part about this is that when you're not married to one sort of technique and saying this is the only way, then you're open to interacting with your environment when it shows you a different stimulus, or interacting with other people too, you know, because right on YouTube right now I see a lot of people fighting all the time, like, oh, this is the only way, that's the only way. It's like, you know, and it's kind of funny. Like I said, usually the guys that are the smallest and have the least amount of results are the ones that are actually arguing about what is right. It's like, listen, you know, when you've won the Natural Olympia, then come back to me and tell me something. At least then I'll be a little bit more open to what you're having to say, right? But I have a hard time listening to experts that haven't really established themselves and are very narrow-minded, you know? So really the key to being advanced in anything is being open-minded, always conducting a daily experiment. You're not married to just this being the ultimate truth. There is a deeper ultimate truth in every day when it comes down to your training, and just keep on evolving with that. And it's fun. It's actually fun, right? Because, you know, when you get bigger muscles, they talk to you in different ways, right? You know, when your muscles get bigger, you know, maybe a 12-inch arm will talk differently than a 19-inch arm, you know? It's just going to be different. So please just, you know, be open, and anything I say, take it with a grain of salt as well, because all I'm really saying is for you to find the technique that works for you in this moment, because that will change, right? So I'm just giving you ideas or ways to adjust your diet or your training. I'm just giving you suggestions on how to basically conduct your experiment, but it doesn't mean that you have to do it my way, okay? So I've experienced some results, but the thing is that some of the results I've experienced may be only for me or certain people, so I'm totally open to you finding your way too. So just take everything I say with a grain of salt and have fun with your training. That's the most important thing, you know what I mean? Okay, so thanks for watching, and make sure you join the Natural Gallant Bodybuilding group on Facebook, and go to my website, naturalgallantbodybuilding.com. You want to get a hold of me, and I do have a beginner program on MP3 there, so any of you guys that want to just do a 3-day workout that's kind of a beginner workout, I have it on MP3 where I talk to you on your phone the whole time when you're in the gym, so you can get that there as well. So take care for now, and I'll see you later.